I'm out here today and everything is totally wet. There's snow completely on the ground. It's hard to make a fire out here with everything wet, but it can be done. A lot of people, they'll bring with them cotton balls soaked in Vaseline. They'll carry dryer lint in a little bag. Some people even use toilet paper. But what I do is I like to be able to do it with whatever's out here. And that's what I'm going to do today. And some people will use things like, if you get wet and everything gets wet, you can always use a flint fire starter with a striker, or you can use a magnesium stick, shave off pieces of magnesium and light it. What I always carry is a 35mm container. Film came in it. I take my matches and I dip my matches in wax. That way they'll be waterproof. If they're wet, I'm wet, all I got to do, peel the wax off, you're good to go. And I keep a piece of sandpaper rolled up inside the match container. So let's see what we can go look for, see what we can find. Let's see what we can get up off the ground or cut down. Now something like this right here, I don't want. Because that right there is something. Got my axe and my knife. Something like that right there, it's been on the ground for a little while. It don't matter how far down I get into it. That center of it is still wet. And I don't want that. What I want, and I don't want nothing green till later on. When I'm starting a fire, what I want to do is I want something that's dead and dry, but something that's still hanging on the tree. So that's what I'm looking for, and I'm going to try to round up. Now, this right here is pretty good. This and this hasn't been sitting completely on the ground, so this is going to make me a pretty good base. So I'm going to get me up a couple of these right here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to lay them right there, because you don't want to build a fire directly on the snow, because if you do, it's just going to suck the moisture up out of the ground, and you got to have a place to put it. If you don't have a place to put it, it's just a waste of time. You're not out here to waste time, you're out here to get warm and have fun, if this is your idea of fun. Alright, I got me some stuff going right here. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to try to find something that I can actually turn into tinder. This right here is pretty good. It's nice and dry. It's not laying on the ground. That right there is what I'm going to shave off. And then while I'm here, I'm going to keep that. Some of these pieces up here, and you can see up here, some of these up here, I'm going to break off all these, because all this stuff is dry and it'll be good tinder. And whatever I can pull down, I'm going to be able to use, because I don't want nothing that's off the floor. Because as you can see, everything out here, as far as you can see, there's just snow. Everywhere you look, everything that's sitting on the ground is covered in snow. As a lot of people's noticed, around the south, you can use pitch, or like wherever a tree's been damaged in the past, it's got that oily resin that builds up on it, and it's flammable, and you can use it. Well, there ain't much of that stuff around the south. So, what I like to do is take the limb that I found, try to split it in half, if I can do it. Alright. That's pretty good right there. Split it in half. Now, what I'm going to do now, on my knife, a lot of times, it's got that serration on it right here. It's got that serration on it. And I take that serration part, and I use that serration, and I'll do that. I'll get me up some shavings. Alright. Now I'm going to do this for a little while. But I'm going to show you. I'm going to get a big pile of them up. But I'm going to show you right here. That's nice dry tinder. I don't know if you can see that very good, but it's nice and fuzzy stuff. And it comes, I'm gonna put it right here. I'm gonna put it on my fire. And as you can see, I'm just taking this stick right here, this part right here, it's nice and flat, and where those serrations are, you can see how I'm just creating a bunch of fuzzies. See right there? And I'm gonna create a big pile of them, and then I'm gonna show you how flammable they are. Kind of slinging these fuzzies everywhere, but if you'll notice, if you started with a big enough piece of pine, there'd be some of that pitch right down in the middle, the pine rosin. But what I'm doing is I'm just trying to get all these dry fuzzies everywhere. So all the fuzzies, and I'm not doing a real good job of keeping them all in one place, but when I get done, I'm gonna wind up doing this whole stick because I don't want to do this again. I want one pile and that's it. All right, let's see what we can do now. Now, I got my matches. It's got the wax on them, but I'm gonna save them because the other matches I had are dry. They got sandpaper. I got the rolled up sandpaper inside here. Some people take and they'll glue them to the inside. I'm gonna save them. Normally what you do is you just pull the wax off of them and use them, but these are dry. I'm not going to waste them. I'm going to save them for when I really am wet. Alright, I got me a big pile of fuzzies right here, and this stuff's very flammable, but all this little tinder, you got to work quickly. Let's go. Alright, see, I got a flame. I got my little fuzzies there. I got them going. So what I want to do now is I want to start putting this stuff on there, and I don't want to smother it. I don't want to smother this stuff. Oh, see, that's already catching on fire right there. I want to hurry up and do this before my little fuzzies go out. If they do start to go out, as long as they get to going, stuff like this works good. These that's got this mold on it, that stuff's real good. This was pretty dry. I'm just going to keep stacking it up, and if I see that flame start to go away, I'm going to start blowing on it. Now luckily, when I was shaving them fuzzies, I got them fuzzies spread out all over the place, which is pretty cool because I got more of a chance now because I got more dry stuff laying on top of all this big stuff right here. Alright, there you go. See that piece right there? That right there if you can find a piece that's got like, here it is. This is a good example right here. Let me show you this right here. See how this has got like that mold growing on the sides of it? That right there is some good stuff right there. There you go. Now see that thing is starting to go now. It's really starting to go. So I think I'm pretty safe now. Just don't pick anything up off the ground. Now, I'm fixing to show you a really easy way of making fire when everything's wet and in the snow. I'm gonna nurture this and I'll get back with you after I eat.